Hey, what's going on, Elijah? My name's Brad Woessner with Be Real. Hey, before my wife and I started Be Real, I was the general manager of all the Mathis Brothers stores. I was general manager of sales of all the Mathis Brothers stores. I was there 34 years, and I got the pleasure. I've known your dad for over 7 or 8 years, and throughout our friendship, what a great man. He has always shared stories about his kids and has, anytime I'm on the phone with him, anytime I'm communicating with him, he's sharing me something about with his kids. Well, recently when I was talking to him, I heard that you were graduating. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. So I wanted to put this video together. Before Mathis, I want to share a little bit with you, put some context to this thing. Before Mathis, 40 years ago, I was homeless from drugs and alcohol. It was all my fault. I put myself through that deal, came out on the other side of it. But let me tell you something. I personally am one of these people that I do not believe that I went through all of that, came out on the other side. So I'm eating out of a dumpster, and I come out of that, and I end up being the general manager of all the Mathis Brothers stores, running all the sales for all the Mathis Brothers stores in their entire corporation. We delivered over $4 billion in 10 years. And the only reason I share that with you is the reason that I believe that I was saved and was, delivered from being homeless was to do exactly like things like this. I believe that God and the universe knew that if he got me to this point, I would drop back and share encouraging things with other people. So that's why I'm here, man. That's why I wanted to spend some time with you. That's why I wanted to share this video with you. And what I'm going to try to do today is obviously congratulations, man, on the graduation. I want to share a little bit of motivation. I want to share some things that you might be able to take along with you. I might share some things, some potholes, some things that you might want to avoid going forward. And so that's just what I hope to accomplish today. And it's an honor, as I love your dad. And so first of all, congratulations again. I'll probably say it 10 times. Congratulations. And the reason I say congratulations is I don't know your whole story, but I'm sure that you have not been dealt all the great cards. I'm sure that things have happened in your life that you wished had not happened. But you know what? You graduated and are going to graduate with straight A's with honors. And I'm going to tell you something. I got 4 kids, five kids. Can't keep counting my kids. I got 5 kids. 3 of them have college educations, biochemistry, microbiologist, marketing. None of them graduated high school with straight A's and honors. So I share that with you because I read one time that you remember failure 4 times longer than success. So you need to keep reminding yourselves of these things that you've done and reminding these things of things that you've accomplished and give yourself credit for those constantly. I'm going to share 8 things with you, man. I know that's more than what you're supposed to when you do public speaking. You're only supposed to have 3. But I'm going to share 3 things with you that I feel like are extremely important. And then I want to share 5 what they call soft skills that I feel like will, it not only just for you, but I have found over a period of time of developing leaders and developing people that there's 3 things that you must have, and then there's 5 soft skills that will be extremely helpful to you. First of all is invincibility. And I encourage you, and that's part of why you're already successful, is invincibility is not the measure of your success, in my opinion. Invincibility and how you measure invincibility are how those things that people face in their life that were supposed to be setbacks, they overcome them and they keep going. That's what true invincibility is. The other thing is fearlessness. And fearlessness is not about never facing fear or skirting around fear or trying to avoid fear. Because I'll tell you, in my personal opinion, what ends up happening is the universe or God ends up moving that, and you're going to have to face it anyway. So fearlessness is facing fear, but then choosing to make a decisive decision. Facing fear, going into a fearful situation, and making a mental choice that I'm going to make a decisive, offensive, aggressive decision to move forward through this. Hopefulness, hopefulness. To stay hopeful, to know that no matter what, you're going to get through this deal. To keep repeating to yourself, I'm not alone. I've got a family. I got people that will help me. I've gotten this far. I'm not going to get just dumped here now that I'm in this state. But it is a mental, mindful mindset of hope. And that is so important. And the reason I share this with you is that is one thing that was pretty traumatic during my homeless experience, was the absolute absence of hope. You know, I was sitting there trying to figure out, I don't have a driver's license, don't even have clothes, don't know how I'm going to take a bath, don't know how I'm going to do this, don't know how I'm going to do that. And so it is extremely important to me and to you that you remain in a state of hopefulness. The other thing I was talking about earlier is the 5 G's. It's let me go through them real quick with you. And they are so important. And the first one is generosity. And generosity is so important because if you can get yourself to focus more on giving than receiving. I had this friend tell me this one time. I went and talked to him, tell him how jacked up my life was. He's like, yeah, man, tell me about your giving. I go, my giving? Bro, you crazy, man? I told you I'm broke. He goes, the reason you're broke is all you worry about is yourself. When you will turn your mindset to completely your mindset shift to giving, you'll never have to worry about your getting. The other huge one of the 5 G's is gratitude. And gratitude is the parent of all other traits. Gratitude is so important because part of the reason gratitude is so important is, one, the mind can only think of one thing at a time. And so if you're in a state of gratitude and being thankful for that, you can't think of the lack, one. But the other reason gratitude is so important to you is it will be the catalyst that continues to move forward. It's the catalyst that you're explaining to the world that you are thankful for what's already happened, but you're grateful for knowing what's going to happen in the future. It's gratitude. Grace. Man, grace. Being graceful in times when your mind's telling you not to be graceful. Forgiving of other people when you're in a state where you really don't want to. And so now you're starting to think, whoa, wait a second, Brad, man. You're telling me that generosity, gratitude, grace, those things are going, they'll be, those plus 2 more will probably be as important or more important than anything else. That if you can pick those tools up and take those tools with you the rest of your life, they will be extremely important. The other one is a growth mindset. And a growth mindset is always thinking about, I got an option, always thinking about, I got to move. There's always a move on the chessboard. There's always something that I can do. It's never over. I'm going to keep thinking. And the reason that is so important is there's no such thing as staying in the same place. Yeah, you can stay in the same place, but what ends up happening is the world goes around you. So when you have a growth mindset, you're moving forward no matter what. And then if if you're moving forward at a consistent or even an increased rate, and you take a setback, guess what? Your net is an increase. So you just a growth mindset. And the other one, I'm telling you, is huge, and it is the division between a lot of people. It's called grit. And this lady, Angela Duckworth, did this huge research on it. She did it with teachers, Harvard students, Navy SEALs, and she came up that is the one characteristic or trait that was the determining factor between winning and losing, is grit. And that is so important that you have the grit. And that's going to go along with what I'm about to tell you next. Napoleon Hill did a study at the beginning of the century, and what he found out is people that had a tendency of failing, which I know you're not. People that had a tendency of failing, here's 2 reasons that they fail. The major 2 reasons that they fail: procrastination, and they quit. So as long as you're not procrastinating, if something's laid on your heart that you need to do it, get up and go do it. And never quit. There's always an answer. There's always an option. Keep moving forward. And then just to share with you a little bit, the Napoleon Hill, he interviewed hundreds of the wealthiest people on earth and was trying to determine what made these people wealthy. And they all had a vision, they all set goals, and they believed. So what do we want to avoid? We want to avoid procrastination and quitting. What do we want to focus more on? Is we want to focus more on believing, setting goals, and envisioning your success. Look, like I said earlier, I know that none of us have really been dealt all the cards that we really hope to have gotten. But let me tell you, I have found that some of those bad cards that you're dealt are actually more important on your journey than getting all the great cards. I had a guy the other night, I was doing this podcast, and he said, "Brad, what would you tell your younger self?" And I was like, man, what would I tell my younger self? What would I tell my younger self? You know what I would tell my younger self? You're enough. You were sent to this earth with every tool that you need to achieve what you were sent to achieve. Now, you might not have some tools that other people have, but you weren't sent here to do what they're doing. You were sent here, there's something that you're destined to do, and this is not a game, this is not a joke. You have every tool you need to get to where you're supposed to go. But I'll use a Kevin Durant quote for you. He said, hard work beats talent, man. So no matter, like you've already proven, which, you're extremely talented, but on top of that, you're working. You don't get straight A's and on a roll without working, okay? So hard work beats talent. Keep in mind, here's the last 5 things, and I'll let you go. Dude, it's so important for you to remember you control the outcome. Make great decisions. When you get to a place where you're like, oh, dude, what do I do? What do I do? One of my mentors told me, let me tell you what you do. You do the next right thing, no matter what it is. Do the next right thing. And I was like, okay, cool, man. Then what do I do? He goes, then do the next right thing. And then do the next right thing. And then do the next right thing. But no matter what, never quit. Never stop fighting. Hey, I'm so glad I got this opportunity. I'm so glad that I talked to your dad. I'm so excited to hear the rest of your story. I just believe in my heart of hearts that the rest of your story is going to be amazing, and I'm going to stay in touch with your dad. Hey, man, I hope all these things helped. I'm going to go back over it with you real quick. Fearlessness, invincibility, hope, gratitude, generosity. Dude, I cannot tell you how much generosity has changed my life. Because when I'm telling you, man, when you're focused about helping other people along the way, the true level of success is helping more people to succeed than even you do yourself. Generosity, grace, kindness, forgiveness, growth mindset, and grit. Man, I hope this was helpful to you. I cannot wait to hear the rest of your story. Hey, man, go have a great day, have a great life, and be real.